Today we're back after quite some time to answer that same age-old question. Is it worth spending a shit ton of money on a weapon build, or is it just as viable to build a budget weapon for half the price to still get amazing amounts of performance in a real raid? We are back for episode 2 of Budget vs Meta. We compare the meta builds of a certain weapon to its budget counterpart that gives great price per performance, and we'll be comparing the price of the weapon and its modifications, the recoil and ergonomic stats, how it performs in each raid, and then I'll finally come back and give my conclusion on what I'd recommend you guys use through your raids. We'll be continuing this series off with another largely requested weapon, and that is the M4. The M4 is another common weapon seen within EFT, chambered in 5.56x45 NATO, and this thing really packs a punch, especially when it's chambered in M995 or M855A1. And yes, I know that's expensive ammunition, but a lot of people seem to be using it, and it does absolutely destroy targets. Once again, we'll be starting with the meta build and then going to the budget build. So the meta build of the M4 takes advantage of not only the SAI 14-inch and the SAI jailbreak, but it also takes advantage of the HK-E1 stock and the HK Ergo PSG-1. If you want to build this weapon yourself and use it in your raids, a full list of parts are on screen now, so you can see what parts are needed for this meta weapon, and also what trader level you need to purchase each part. So a couple of things here. As you can see, it all requires higher level traders like Mechanic, Peacekeeper and Skier all require loyalty level 4, meaning your character level needs to be at least level 40 for you to build this weapon from traders itself. Also, the weapon has a capability to attach a laser or a flashlight thanks to the SAI system on the weapon, but your choice is personal preference just like the optic, and it will factor in additional costs. If you do build this weapon through traders, then you'll be spending 280,468 rubles on this weapon, and that's if you use the current ruble to dollar conversion rate of 123 rubles to $1. Be aware though, if you aren't level 40 and you don't have the relevant traders, then SI advanced receivers or the JP enterprise gas systems, for example, will require you to purchase them from the flea market, and that means your price is going to skyrocket for this weapon to about 500,000, and that's because the flea market only allows find and raid items, so people are still putting items up for extortionate prices. If you're to go onto the flea market now, you'll find that the SI advanced receiver and the JP enterprises are about 100,000 rubles each just for them two attachments alone. The meta M4 build is an extremely controllable build with extremely low recoil, just 34 vertical recoil and 94 horizontal recoil, and this is a weapon firing 5.56. It's extremely low and it fires like a laser beam. And it also has extremely high ergonomics of 85, meaning the stamina drain and the sway of the weapon is basically non-existent. Now if we take this weapon into the firing range, you'll see just how controllable it is. At full auto at close range up to 100 meters and even beyond, you will be able to hit targets consistently and deal tons of damage to them. Because we're laser beaming pretty much every target in the firing range, even the ones pasted up on the back wall, it's pretty hard to determine what the drop off on this full auto capability is on this weapon. I'd probably say after 150 to 200 meters, I'd fire this weapon more in short bursts and take control of your weapon more carefully, but that's the case with any range combat. Picking your shots carefully will usually take your target down quicker, especially using the higher tier ammos like M995 and M855A1. I could tell you facts about this weapon and that's all well and good, but showing you how it performs in a real raid situation is how you guys are going to determine what you would want to use in a real raid situation, and at the end of it all, it is your choice. So I'm going to be taking it into a few raids now with just a more reliable class 4 body armor and the good old penis helmet, and that will stay consistent between both the meta build and the budget build of the weapon, keeping it fair when it comes to engagements and base my survivability purely on the weapon rather than the armor itself. So enjoy the highlights and I'll be back afterwards to discuss the budget option. Oh my goodness, Seth. Protect please, flannel daddy.
I'm backing up.
Yep.
Running towards you. I'm on the right side of the rock.
Yeah, I'm on the rock.
Oh, not a bad little AK.
Okay, the other one has an M4.
Running? Not you. Right around here.
You bet.
There was two.
He's dead.
Okay.
Oh, this poor guy.
Do you have a Propital?
No, but I have some painkillers or any heals that you need.
That's okay. I'm alright.
You sure?
Don't breathe on. Oh, I need a CMS.
Okay, I can give you a serve. How about that? I'll do one better.
That would be perfect.
Yeah, come here. It's on the hill. Don't die on me now after all this time. My poor donkey dunks.
Oh jeez. I don't think that was them though.
It was a face mask I saw originally.
Oh, it was? Okay.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Got a little budget M4 and a Reader M body armor that I've absolutely destroyed. I am sorry myself.
You need a body armor?
No. This guy had a Reader though, but it's destroyed now. Thanks to my carelessness.
I have a completely full if you need extra.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a bit rough.
Just a bit. Oh, there's a guy inside. Thick boy.
You are
Inside the fence.
A solo player.
I don't know whether I killed him. I'm not sure. I doubt it. But he is sick with an attack too.
I'm gonna back up.
Yeah, I think that might be a shout. Oh my goodness. Hey, we could really extract right now. But we don't need to. I think that's from the roof, if I'm honest.
Oh, so then that's even another guy.
Yeah, this is shoreline on EU Auto. There's gonna be like 60 million people here.
See that he was on the roof?
I think so, because he was shooting us all the way back.
Running.
He's dead.
Nice. I wasn't on full auto. Switched it for the guy on the roof. Okay.
Right. And one more. That's the attack 2 guy I originally saw.
There's one more?
Somewhere.
Good.
Running.
It's to my right.
Two people.
There's two.
One dead.
Okay, that one's dead. Already. Where was the other?
Here.
He's dead?
Both of them are dead.
I think so, yeah.
Oh my god, we're such a good team!
Holy shit. Okay.
This guy has got a Zook, an Exfil. I'm gonna struggle taking all these goodies.
Are we allowed to even loot now?
Yeah, we're allowed to loot now. We deserve it, okay?
I don't think we get to loot now. I think there's gonna be someone else.
No. We loot now. We loot now and we get the fuck out, okay?
Okay. I'm scared.
Running?
Yeah, I hear it.
It's in the compound, isn't it?
Yeah, I hear it. It's just run out.
I'm switching to my P90 then if he's running.
He's dead.
Someone shooting at you from inside?
Yep.
Right. See if you can take cover and let them run out and I'll... if I can blap them.
He was kidded.
Oh, I'm not going to have any visual because I'm going to move to see if he went all the way down the other end.
I hear it.
I'm moving back. Yeah, he's got against the wall.
There's more than one. More than one. He's dead.
There's another one. He's inside the compound. There you go, running.
Yep, he's coming to me. By the other guy.
Where are those grenades?
I don't know. I'm outie. It's not too bad, right? It's a pretty good and viable weapon. If you can buy it through traders, it'll absolutely destroy targets, but it is nearly 300,000 rubles, so it is more expensive than some weapons that you will find that will do just as much damage, and that's why we move on to the budget option of the M4, which contains a few surprisingly cheap and effective modifications, like the RK2 foregrip and the overmolded pistol grip. But once again, the full parts are on screen now if you'd like to build this weapon for yourself. In comparison to the meta version of the M4, you can see that this weapon has a much lower trader level requirement, meaning you can get everything as long as you have Skier and Peacekeeper to loyalty level 3, which is perfect for those mid-game players. Obviously, just like the meta M4, having a laser, flashlight or an optic on this weapon can be done without adding any additional rails, but once again what you pick there is personal preference and will accrue additional costs. If you build this weapon through traders, then you'll be spending around 118,920 rubles on this weapon, and that's with the same ruble to dollar conversion rate of 123 rubles to $1. The budget M4 is another controllable build, with a recoil of just 65 vertical recoil and 178 horizontal recoil. This does mean it's a lot less controllable with the meta version, and there's a clear distinction in the recoil patterns. However, full auto is still an option with this weapon. You might be fighting with your mouse a little bit more than you would on the meta version, but it will definitely work pretty well, and an ergonomics is also really good as well at 72, meaning it's a capable weapon for sniping, as the stamina drain will be low and the sway of the weapon will be pretty much non-existent also. When firing this weapon in the firing range, I would say it's very similar to the meta variant. Sure, there's more recoil and you have to use your mouse a little bit more to control it, but at the same time it's easy enough to control up to around 100 meters, and full auto is definitely an option in this regard. After that, I'd say use your weapon in bursts. It won't take many shots to kill a target anyway, so single shot or burst fire will be perfectly fine in most combat situations. Once again, I'm going to show you a couple of highlights on this weapon in a few real raid situations to give you an idea on what this weapon can really do, and then I'll be back once again to give my verdict on whether you should choose the meta version of the M4 or the budget version.
Shit! I'm dead. I fucked up. I panicked. Okay.
No, I'm still alive. I don't know how many there are though. There's definitely more than one. They were just little boys, one had an SKS. Did you say you panicked? You getting the jitters back from Tarkov, mate?
I played it in like fucking 2 months. Wait, September. Almost 3.
That's a long ass time, Doug. Oh, what? No. Why would you do that to your ADA? That's gross.
Yeah. Running towards up the top. Running away from us to the right.
You sure?
Yeah, 100%.
I didn't hear it at all. I'm up here now, I'm following that sound up. He did.
The player.
He was in a bush, laying down. He running up to me. What was he doing in here? Oh my
He obviously
goodness.
heard us.
He was tossing. He has a Colpack Gem 4 HMK. What are you doing? I respect this guy's playstyle. I'm gonna push along the outside towards the middle stairs.
You by the helicopter, yeah?
I'm not at the helicopter, I'm coming in the main doors. That's not you. He's dead. Is that you running?
Scared.
No, player. Is that you running?
I'm on the roof, yeah. I did run when you asked.
You laying down?
Yeah, I like that. That's not me though.
Right, bottom floor is where the guy was at. Come down, please. Hit up like a motherfucker. Got an AKM and a Sega 12. This guy didn't have much, to be fair. I was doing this Scout Vest quest. He had a slap on his fucking helmet there. Overall, both of these weapons are viable in many different combat situations. In fact, pretty much any combat situation Tarkov throws at you, these weapons will be able to overcome it pretty easily. However, I do have a preference, and that is when I'm choosing a budget or meta build, I would have to choose budget. It's obviously not as controllable as the meta build, however landing shots on target doesn't seem to be much of an issue. If you're planning to do real close quarters combat as well, then even hip firing this weapon with high ergonomics will produce you some great results. Not only that, but it doesn't have as many desirable parts, meaning that you'd likely have plenty of stock within the traders without having to resort to the overpriced flea market, and if you do die with it, you're much more likely to get it back in insurance. So that's why I choose the budget version. Obviously, the Meta M4 has much better recoil control, but if you learn to control your recoil with your mouse, then you're much more likely to have more fun and better raids with the budget M4, just because even if you do die, you'll get it back. And they're over 150,000 rubles cheaper than the Meta M4, and that's if you buy it with traders. If you go to the flea market, well, you're looking at 500k for the Meta M4, and that's pretty much out of anyone's price range. But other than that, guys, I'd like to thank you all for staying to the end of this video, and if you did enjoy it, a like is always appreciated. And if you want to stay up to date with all my latest content, then you can hit that little red button below and subscribe to the channel. It really would mean the world to me. 80% of you, according to YouTube's analytics, that watch my videos are not subscribed, so if you do feel like doing it, hit that little red button. It's free, and it makes me feel special. It might even get me rock hard, who knows. And if you want to play with me or many other people, then hit up the link in the description and join my Discord. There's people there that play Tarkov and many other games. Hit me up, we can play together sometime too. If you're a fan on how the gameplay looked in this video, then that's thanks to the long-term sponsor of the channel, Shadow. Shadow can turn any PC, tablet, phone or Mac into a high-powered gaming PC using cloud gaming. Unlike Stadia or GeForce Now, you aren't just paying for a gaming big picture mode, but a Windows desktop client with top-of-the-range hardware located at your local data center. If you have an internet connection of 15 megabytes or more and fancy giving this a go, then click the link in the description. It will take you to their website where you can do more research and find out if Shadow is available where you are. If you decide to sign up using the code Samosh will give you money off your first month. And once again, thank you for staying to the end of the video. I love every one of you. I'll see you next time. Enjoy your evening.